go. Hello, friends and bees, and friends who are also bees. Welcome to this week's Final Fantasy XIV stream. This week, as you can tell from the title, we are going to be doing the 5.5 main story quest. I've been told it takes about 3.5 to 4 hours, so we'll see how long it takes. Rather than do a late stream, I decided to start early because it'll be easier for me as a person. So we're going to start by doing the MSQ, and then I'm going to do the Yoha raid unlock. That's probably... So my usual plan was like, you know, do MSQ first day, all the non-MSQ stuff second day, but I realised this patch, I really think we've only got Yoha and oh my god, I've like lost all of my words. Yoha and Werlet updates, because Boja updates are later down the line. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow. It may be a like short stream tomorrow. I apologise, by the way. Pretzel Rocks appears to be freaking out and is not playing anything, which is non-ideal. Anyway, let's hop over to the gameplay while I get that sorted out. I have, because I capped at, hang on, right. Okay, well, I appear to be logged into Pretzel now at least, so there's something. Because I capped last week at 9.98, this morning I just ran quick roulette and got it, so I have my, I have my Crypt Lurkers book now, which is not as fancy as other books, but still looks pretty cool. I do like that it has a knife strapped to the front, it's great. Also, just gonna put this here, earlier today, some of my classmates had a power outage, and my second monitor and a couple of the other lights on the flat have been flickering all day. So either my second monitor's not working, which is more likely, or having power flickers, which is perhaps less likely. So if I die suddenly, assume that the power has gone out and that I will be crying. Because I still have work to do for tomorrow, cries softly. Anyway, enough of me rambling about. Let's hop over to Mordona and pick up our MSQ. I really don't know what's up with my second monitor, but I'm glad that it's the one that's flickering and not my main monitor, because that would be a lot worse. I also don't think it would be picking up the game if my main monitor was flickering, so that would be very worrisome. Okay. Not surprised it's taking us a while to load in, because it's patch day, which means that everyone is wherever. You don't see clumps of people around various story NPCs as per usual on patch day. I have to remember what my F11 is, my lock on to the nearest person. And then I can hover over them and hit talk. Absolutely mystified by what's going on with my second monitor. Right. As usual, let's talk to all of our friends. If you seek Riel, he has left to visit each of the allied armies. Lingpo conversations is well and good, he said, but there's no substituting face-to-face meetings for strengthening cooperation. Happening here. Went to deliver the eye shards. We had occasion to speak with Grahatia. His sister says he acts like an old person, wink, but if you ask me, he seems like a perfect gentleman. Had a little chat with Grahatia. Though he looks as young as any of us, he has the air of an older person about him. I suspect he's seen more than his fair share of trials. Roy challenged you once before, and now he has his sights upon Graha here. I fear history is about to repeat itself. A versatile combatant who excels at all roles in battle. Should very much like to test myself against him. Nothing like basking in the glow of brother's fighting spirit. Looks around shiftily. In the face of this new draconic threat, we would indeed benefit from Estinian's presence. Can't help but wonder how Kralmatar intend to locate him. Certainly seem confident, however. Alessa is patiently waiting for the return of certain scions, not least of all, you. Good news, Maeve. Thancred and Yorianche have finished their tour of Garlemald, are on their way back here even as we speak. As we still haven't heard anything on the towers from the Alliance, I'm hoping they might be able to shed some light on things. They're due to arrive any moment now, so let's see what they have to say, eh? A welcoming party. You needn't have gone to the trouble. From what I hear, you've been more than busy enough as it is. I'll be honest, I've entirely forgotten whatever happened in 5.4. It's done McDunsky from my brain. Honestly, you might have waited for me to return before discovering a cure for tempering. As it is, I can't even pretend to have been involved. Well, if it's any consolation, I myself was little more than a spectator. The lion's share of the credit must go to Alessa, Graha and Maeve, but I believe I speak for all of us when I say we are proud to have rendered what little assistance we could. As you will also have heard, though, it hasn't all been tales of triumph. Just as we were taking a step towards finally addressing the primal threat, a pile of fresh problems landed in our lap. Anyway, it's good to have you back, though I can't help noticing we're one Yorianche short of a scouting party. You haven't lost him, have you? Couldn't lose him if I tried, and I did try, repeatedly. But no, he decided to linger in Alamigo to apprise Roban and the others of how the land lies in Garlemald. Then perhaps you would do the same for us? It was just as Lisi said. Worse, in fact. Devastation as far as the eye could see. Sorry, phone buzzing. Every day I get emails. Never in the third, however, were notable by their absence. Might they have met their ends at the hands of Xenos and Fandaniel? Perhaps. Or perhaps they simply lost the will to fight. You see, the capital has been plunged into a deathly silence, with one exception, the Imperial Palace. It was a busy place before the war, but it's grown busier still, with throngs of soldiers and civilians working their day and night to rebuild, or rather transform it. Transform it? Into what? That is a difficult question to answer. The construction is vast and unsettling to behold, like something from a nightmare. According to Yorianche, certain aspects of its design were clearly devised with the manipulation of ether in mind. Magitech, in other words. Yet as unnerving as that edifice was, it was nothing next to the sight of its builders. They swarmed the place like so many insects, working with nary a word exchange between them. No one overseeing construction, no one barking orders. It was as if they were possessed, or tempered. We wanted to investigate more closely, but given our suspicions, it seemed wise not to take the risk. Fandaniel could bind Bahamut to his will. Might he have done the same to the people of Garlemald? Whatever the truth may be, this information is certain to prove valuable. You have our thanks. Well, be sure to save some for Yorianche. Which reminds me, I have a message from Alamigo. Roban is hosting a meeting to discuss the latest findings on the towers, and he requested our presence. Then why not leave that to us? You must be weary from your mission. No, I'm fine. Those towers have been on my mind since I first spied one on the way back, and I'm keen to get to the bottom of this. In that case, I shall stay and begin looking into another matter, as I promised Cryle. We need not all attend. Very well, I suggest the three of us make our way to Alamigo forthwith. The sooner we leave, the more time we will have to speak with Yorianche before the meeting. God, arm is itchy. I'm gonna have a quick look at the quests from last time. Because I am the confused bee. Okay. Alex, so this is resolve. Kobolds. Thing with the kobolds. Yes. Megan. Battery. Lunar Bahamut sets the rooftop garden ablaze. Okie doke. I remembered the towers, I'd completely forgotten the Lunar Bahamut, which shows you how much attention I pay. If you're curious to know what I'll be doing in your absence, let us speak of it another time. At present, Kral and I have no more than a hypothesis. Well, don't just say that. At least give me some info. I forgot the thing that I always do. Check out the new Alliance gear. Ah. Do that in my own time, maybe. Try on the new things. Most of what it is, I think, is just augmented Crypt-Liker stuff, which I already have, so... Stop it! They hissed at their second monitor as if that would somehow make it behave. Yep, here we go! I'll sit here pressing F11 until... Although I was only in Revenant's Toll a short while, I did manage to squeeze in a brief drink with Philomene. Spring water only, it being a flying visit. The Royal Menagerie is still closed to civilians. Fandaniel and his pets certainly left their mark. We may safely assume that the Telefroi are behind the works being carried out in the Imperial Palace. We can only guess at their purpose. Oh, I forgot to speak to Graha. Oh well. My friends, much and more have I heard of your travails in our absence. Heartened am I to see you all hale and whole. Are we to see you safely return as we are to see you safely return from your mission, Yoriange. I trust Thancred made you feel welcome. Well, well, well. If it isn't Alphino and his merry band. Hi again, it's been 5 years. Arenvold, whatever are you doing here? When we spoke via Linkbell, you told me you'd be away on a mission. And who's to say this isn't part of it? But enough about that. It's good to see you looking so similar. I thought you'd have grown a bit taller after a whole year in another world, but apparently not. Nice. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. While my soul may be a year older, my body has hardly aged, as you are well aware. May I remind you that we Ellison are known to be late bloomers, especially in terms of our height. Mark my words, the day will come when even a great Auroch such as yourself will crane your neck to meet my eye. Looks at Yoriange and Maeve. Not till my 20th summer that I myself outgrew my boyish proportions, though Moan Breeder towered over me nonetheless. Arenvold brings out the best in Alphino, doesn't he? They both seem so at ease in each other's company. It's almost endearing. Alphino and all his dad figures. So what exactly brings you here? Oh, Fordler, mostly. We need to go over a few things before we set out. Set out? Wait, does this have something to do with the towers? Eh? What gave you that impression? Actually, tell me later. You've got a meeting to go to. I'll see you afterwards, alright? Spooky. Fordler is going with him. That must mean... My apologies. As Arenvold rightly pointed out, we have a meeting to attend. Let us be about it. If Fordler's going with him, it means that she's been edited out of the Summoner role quest, which is... job quest, role quest, whatever, which is strange and unnerving.
Ere we begin, I would like to offer my gratitude to Masters Thancred and Urianger. It's no small feat to infiltrate the Imperial capital and live to tell the tale, much less in times of civil war. Thanks to them, we may plot our course in full knowledge of how the winds blow in Garlemald.
Forgot I turned off auto.
Full glad are we to have been of service. But verily, such dangers as we did encounter pale into insignificance next to those faced by our comrades. An Ascian, armed with the might of Bahamut, bent on bringing about the final days.
And it's too McFucking-spoopy.
Theatrics. He sought only to make a show of the power at the Telophoroid's disposal. But since then we have seen no sign of this Fandaniel or his worm. And while we've done what we can to bolster our defenses, there's no telling where he might strike next.
Whenever and wherever it may be, we must use the intervening time to learn more of our enemy. 'Twas with this in mind that we dispatched scouts to investigate the towers.
Our advance party took longer than expected to return. And when they did, they tried to kill us.
Brilliant.
Luckily, I'd seen that sort of thing before, and we were able to restrain them before they did any harm. Then it was just a matter of letting the Porksies do their work.
Are you saying they were tempered?
Makes sense.
Once they'd come back to their senses, they told us everything they could. It seems that just as they were getting close to the tower, they heard an ear-splitting roar. And that was the last thing they remembered.
If you hear any thumps, it's my door. It's really windy, but it's too warm
What
for me to
worries
keep my
most
window
is
shut.
what they were saying right before they attacked. Glory be to Garlemald.
It's one way to build up your armies again, I guess.
The Tempered have heretofore ever been thralls to primal entities. Yet these hapless souls were compelled to accept a nation as the object of their devotion. This calleth into question all that we know.
I mean,
of the
Xenos did
condition.
turn into a primal that one time. It seems...
Would that the unsettling news ended there. Alas, there is more. Following the earlier reports of missing Amalja, we have learnt that other beast tribes have suffered similar losses. And we now have reason to believe that the abductions are connected to the appearance of the towers.
Mm-hmm. Dramatic Moxie.
Our scouts sighted black-garbed figures leading shackled Ixal in the direction of the tower in Dravania.
That's pretty shit.
The Temple Knights were able to intercept them before they could reach their destination, liberating the Ixal and apprehending their captors, each of whom was found to be equipped with Garlean arms and armor.
So the Empire is the common thread.
With the support of Xenos, it seems likely that Fandaniel has rallied a faction of the splintered Garlean army to the banner of the Telophoroi.
Lord Hien reached the same conclusion when I shared our findings with Doma. The plan had been to march on Garlemald from the east and west in order to force a peace treaty. But the situation has changed. Dealing with the threat of the towers must come first.
It's gonna sound weird, but hearing Roban speak really makes me miss Nottingham.
Given the nature of the enemy,
That accent.
the proven risk of tempering, I could think of few suitable candidates to aid in this task. But I am confident in my choice.
Reminds me of a lot of my co-workers from Nottingham. There she is, my queen.
What?
I am a home of sexual.
Resistant to primal influence as they are, they can investigate the towers without fear of being turned.
We are glad to put our gifts to use, Commander.
Gifted or not, going behind enemy lines remains a perilous undertaking. But we must know more if we're to strike back at our foe. I'm counting on you.
Straight back at our foe.
If it would give us the upper hand, I'd do it 100 times over. We won't let you down.
That concludes the briefing. You two, make ready and join your escort.
Are you certain about this, Arenvold?
I am. Come on, let's talk outside.
So I have feelings on Forola. Not just feelings of love and admiration, but like story-related feelings too. So, my story-related feelings towards Forola is that I know it's unlikely to happen because Forola is solidly MSQ and Misija is solidly Boja, but I really want Misija and Forola to meet up and interact with each other, not just because I'm in love with them both, but also because I feel like story-wise their character arcs are similar enough that I feel like they could really help each other, and I feel like for both of them it would be beneficial to have somebody else who has gone through a similar situation and who is now in a similar situation of almost like being held hostage by, I guess, almost your own people. I don't know how to word it. I want the two of them to interact, but also it's partially just because I am in love with them, you know? But small talk you're after, look elsewhere. I accept that numbers can prove a hindrance when infiltrating enemy territory, but to send only 2? Now that it's out in the open, I don't have to keep it under my proverbial hat anymore.
So you know, I've already gone through all the formalities at the Rising Stones. Made sure to inform Jamoldva and Vmar at Ralga's Reach as well.
Arenvold, I admire your enthusiasm, but this is far more dangerous than anything you have done before.
I know the risks. And I also know what's in store if we don't stop Fandaniel from carrying out his plan. With this power of mine, I can make a difference. If I stood idly by, I would regret it for the rest of my life.
And you, Forola? Is this what you want?
What are you asking me for? It's not like I have any say in the matter.
Don't pretend. We both know Commander Aldin gave you a chance to refuse.
Out.
And you didn't.
So the Empire's finished, is it? But that's what they're all saying. That the great and glorious Garlemald slit its own throat.
Definitely not.
And now, from out of its twitching carcass crawls the Telophoroi with bloody Xenos at its head! I fought for Garlemald. Killed for Garlemald. What was I part of? I need to know. Whatever it is, I need to know.
Very well. If your
I
hearts
love
are set
you,
on this, I shall not
Fodora.
stand in your way.
finished with your touching display of camaraderie, I have a question. Which tower are you planning to investigate?
Rude, Thancred.
Well, the one in Girabani is said to be tightly guarded. It's patrol after patrol out there, apparently. We'd be spotted before we got anywhere near it. Which is why we've set our sights on the one in Pagalthan instead. There shouldn't be anything like as many Imperials to worry about down there.
Even so, I doubt the local Amalja will look kindly on it if they catch you sneaking around in their territory.
Fordola and I had a chance to learn the lie of the land in our previous forays there. We might still find trouble, but at least we won't lose our way.
There we go. Always fiddling with my camera, you know how it be.
Well, we'd best not keep them waiting any longer.
Mayhap when all of this is over, we could take another trip to Loxeld. I would have you know I've become a rather capable swimmer since our last visit.
Ha! I'll believe that when I see it. Though, to be fair, getting into deep water does
Quite
seem to be
literally.
Scion's lot in life. Take care, Ray.
Have I mentioned yet that I'm gay and I love Fordola?
It means a lot, you know. You coming with me.
Ah, Armfold, so heartfelt.
I'll still owe you for saving my skin, don't I? Can't return the favour if I'm not there.
I dare say you'll get your chance before long. That Fandaniel sounds like a tricky customer. Too much for the likes of me, anyway. But we both know I'd just be another soldier if it weren't for my gift. And I need to be a damn sight more than that given what's coming. I realise I can't hold a candle to a hero like the Warrior of Light or Alphino, for that matter. He might look like he's 12, but he's seen more action than most people see in a lifetime. No, the fact is I'm nothing like them, and maybe I never will be. But I'll be damned if I don't try. They're counting on me. On us. So let's give it our all.
You just know that Fordola's like, oh, should I make a shitty comment? Or he's so sincere.
He does not want for conviction, that much is certain. So let us have faith in him. Him and Fordola both.
Maybe in the background doing the chant emote of Fordola.
I would attend to another task. Chasing down this lunar Bahamut.
My Bahamut now. Ring, 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 banana phone.
Bloody thing. Can you hear me? It's Tataru. I'm happy to say we've managed to find Estinian. And I'm sorry to say he went running off again the moment we told him about Bahamut.
There's a surprise.
He did mutter something about heading to Ishgard, so if you're quick, you might still be able to catch him.
Even if we set out this instant, he may already have left by the time we arrive. Have her send the bonanza to Ishgard. It may prove useful should we need to give chase.
Oh, I can just teleport there, no worries.
Gladly. I'll see to it as soon as Kryl and I get back to the Rising Stones. Good luck.
Still wondering what Stola's going
While you
doing.
go off on your dragoon hunt, Urianger and I will return to headquarters. We have much to tell the others.
I wish you every success in your search for our elusive friend. May we all meet again ere long.
Do you love the mock scene? What do you have to say, Graha? Justinian Wormblood for Ashra Dragoon. His was another name that featured prominently in the history books, and it'll be fascinating to meet the man in the flesh. Oh, don't fanboy over Justinian. He's not worth it. I say that with, you know, love and appreciation for Justinian. He's not worth it. Alfino is keen to track down your friend and mine. So Justinian was bound for Ishgard. Whatever it is that brings him home, we must hope it will keep him there long enough for us to find him. Come, there is no time to lose. Okay. Ah, nice. Right next to the Aetheryte as well. Even better. Christ, thinking about all the gil I'm spending on teleportation. Me. When you visited Ishgard once before, after the devastation of the 8th Umbral Calamity, to see the place in all its former, forgive me, in all its original glory, is a tantalizing prospect indeed. Assuming we find him, this will be my first encounter with the famous Justinian, and if he's half the man Alphino claims, I fully expect to go weak at the knees, perhaps do a bit of fainting while I'm at it. Not you, Alice. You're too sensible for that. All present? Good. Let us split up and search for Justinian. Since we're relatively new to this place, Graha and I will look around the open spaces, squares and markets and whatnot. You and Maeve can delve into the nooks and crannies. Very well. Let us reconvene at the airship landing later, with or without Justinian. Good luck. I think I'll begin at the Scarsteel Manufactory, so perhaps you could try the congregation? Lucia may well have heard news of our friend's return. Lucia, another beloved mine. That is a crafting gathering thing, which I have not worked on. Looks around shiftily. Move over to where are we going from that? Just realised the name of the quest is Here Be Dragons. Nice. Hello, my one true love. One of many one true loves. Good day to you, warrior of light. Lord Aymeric sent word that you'd be attending the meeting around Omega, so I gather you've not come in search of him. To what then do we owe the pleasure of your visit? Well, you see, I'm looking for a certain grumpy dragoon. No, we were not aware Sir Justinian had returned to Ishgard, but as I expect you remember, he is wont to come and go as he pleases. Mayhap he came seeking an audience with Lord Aymeric, only to find him absent. In any event, I'm afraid I cannot help you. Perhaps one of your companions has fared better. Time for an Aymeric hunt, I guess. Where are we going? If I go to the Athenaeum, we can head up there. Can I remember how to get around Ishgard? Sources say no. No, I'll speak to Graha. Everybody as elusive as Yonyanshe suggested. I assume Alphino's found him. Those two together are always a hoot. Oops, sorry for the pingings of FC chat going off.
No sign of him. Not that I've ever met him before, but the way Alphino goes on about him, I'm fairly sure I could pick him out in a crowd.
Only if you still got the spiky armor.
Awfully quiet. If the erstwhile Azure Dragoon had returned to Ishgard, would it not be a source of general excitement?
Sorry, I spilled something on the floor. There he is.
First the Scion's Coinkeeper, and now you.
Justinian, he's just some dude.
Coincidence. Not that I'm complaining. It's been too long.
Too long?
You look an inch taller and twice as rugged. It suits you, Alphino.
Oh no.
Quieter, though. Have you been giving him lessons on how to be the strong, silent type?
Oh, poor Alice.
I am not Alphino!
Oh, Alice.
If the two of you are such firm friends, perhaps you should remember what he looks like. And what do you mean, rugged? Ugh! Had my brother mentioned what an oaf you are, I'd never have bothered looking for you in the first place.
Estinian Wormblood, the Azure Dragoon. He who fought and felled the dread worm Nidhogg at the Warrior of Light's side. The day would come when I should see this living legend with my own eyes.
Graham, no, stop it. Stop fanboying.
Would someone mind explaining what is going on?
Is everything all right? I thought I heard Alize shouting.
I love that animation so much.
Estinian! It's been too long.
Oh, someone mind explaining what's going on. Well, you see, this is Alphino's twin, and the Catboy is somebody who we rescued from another world.
Quite understandable. That was hardly the first time we've been confused for one another. Nor, I suspect, will it be the last.
Well, I, for one, will not be making that mistake again. What I will say, for the second time today, is that you've grown. Inside and out.
Who is this pod person who's replaced Justinian?
One can't remain a spoiled little lordling forever, you know.
At least someone's having a good time. You know, when we were growing up, Alphino would never befriend other boys because he couldn't stand the thought of not being in charge. But maybe that's changed. He seems just as happy around Estinian as he does Arenvald.
I think he learned how to talk with people rather than at them. Not to be rude to Alphino or anything.
He still loves nothing better than the sound of his own voice.
No rest for the righteous, eh? Speaking of which, I was just on my way to borrow an airship to take me to Azisla.
Oh god, not that place.
Azisla? How could I forget?
Your friend in mine,
The dragon with whom
Tiamat.
Bahamut shared the deepest of bonds.
I absolutely forgot she was imprisoned there.
Aye, Tiamat, his mate. Even now she remains imprisoned on Azisla, though her remorse binds her faster than any shackle.
I see. As the one who first summoned Bahamut, you believe she may be able to shine some light on his latest incarnation.
Might I suggest that we make the journey to Azisla together? I'm not sure if Tataru mentioned this.
Still
but
giggling
we
it.
Scions have an airship of our own now.
All of that, especially the Graha
I
fanboy.
see no reason why not. Assuming your sister can bear the thought of sharing a deck with me.
Be my guest. But confuse me with Alphino again and I'll throw you
I
overboard.
love you so much, honestly.
Ugh! I don't know who he thinks he is, but he's nothing like Alphino painted him to be.
I feel like he should have known this.
I will admit, he is not exactly as I imagined him either. Based on what I had read of the man, I think I was expecting someone a little less blunt.
Well, welcome to the real Estinian. Frankly, him being nice is to anyone is strange, they said with love and appreciation. Just magically teleported over to Azizla. At least I don't have to pay for it, eh? Oh, no, I want to click on Alizai. Not to complain, but I didn't expect to find myself here again quite so soon. So this is Delta Quadrant, where countless dragons yet lie imprisoned. The greatest Tiamat among them. Tiamat summoned Bahamut once before. She may have again, willfully or no. If you hear pings, it's me chatting to Oster about stories. Been quite some time since I last set foot in Azizla, but I understand the three of you were here rather more recently. I don't suppose you chanced to meet with Tiamat during your visit? Alas not. We had no cause to set foot here in the Delta Quadrant, but I have studied the relevant records, which is not to say I wouldn't appreciate a first-hand account of your dealings with her. Well then, Maeve's the person to ask. As far as I know, they're the only one of us to have met Tiamat face to face. Don't ask me, my memory is shit. Even now, she remains a prisoner of the Allegan Empire. Ever since the end of the war with Mirasidia, yes? To have been held captive for so long. I too have met with Tiamat. Blinding flashback. After Dragon Song went royal came to a close, I came here to speak with her, a worm who had fought her own war against man in her own age. I wished to know if she yet harboured thoughts of vengeance and asked as much. She said no. I missed what she said. But the guilt she feels for resurrecting Bahamut burns on undimmed. It torments her, even now. Then your original reason for coming here was out of concern that Tiamat had been forced to summon Bahamut. Nidhogg is a part of me. I feel his emotions as my own, and I know that he would not allow his sister to be made a tool of evil. In his absence, it falls to me to watch over her. Well, that's what happens when you stick eyeballs to yourself. Pizza? Potato salad. Grab the silver pieces. What was the dialogue that missed out? Hatred for your kind was extinguished long ago is what the dialogue that I missed. Sacrifice everything to protect the worm from Bahamut. We must be prepared to do the same. Ascites of history were mortal enemies of dragons, yet now I'd be hard pressed to find a soul who understood them better. It was the Ascians who taught Tiamat the secrets of summoning, even as they supplied the Allegans with the means to capture primates. So much suffering, all of it by design. It's not Ascians, it's Allegans, you can always blame them. Tiamat awaits. This way. It really has been a while since I've been around here. I have this great love and fascination for Allegans, even though I also find them kind of incredibly disturbing. You know how it be. No, 11. Where are you? Destination? No. No, click on that. want to... Such a pain. Such a ball ache. There we go. Quest alive. I really wish they had a way to fix that when you're doing it on like patch day and everyone's standing there. My sire's mortal companion, what bringeth thee back to this forsaken place, child of man?
It's plain she knows naught of recent events.
Well, a whole bunch of shit has happened.
You should enlighten her.
TLDR, a whole bunch of shit has happened. It'd be cool if Tiamat was our next summon. Ah, that my sins should be repeated. I sensed not the faintest stirring. As to who could have called him forth, I know of none save the dragons of Mericidia, our children. The icon claimed their souls when he manifested, and robbed of their will, they became tools for their elegance dark designs.
I've seen it with my own eyes. Captives of a lost empire, neither alive nor dead.
God, the Bahamut raid actually relevant for once? Christ. Yes, the dragons of Mericidia are at the mercy of the Sacian. There can be no other explanation. Accursed Asians, vile minions of darkness. Tell us what you really think. Again you would profane the memory of my beloved, and strip our children of their freedom, their dignity. Are there no depths to which you will not stoop? Oops.
Your children's pain means nothing to them. They laugh at your kind suffering. But tears will not right this wrong, nor will lamentation see the perpetrators punished.
What would thou have from me, slayer of dragons?
Behavior befitting a great worm.
Tell us what you really think.
Here to ask mighty Tiamat of the First Brood, consort of Bahamut, mother of the dragons of Mericidia, what she intends to do about the crimes committed against her children.
Were I free, I would answer thine insolence with fire, but words shall have to suffice. Recall, mortals, that it was I who first did summon my beloved, praying with all my being to bring him forth. Ye who contend with icons cannot well be ignorant of the consequence.
You too were exposed to his influence. That you are yet in possession of your own will is testament to the indomitable strength of your soul. But were you to meet with Bahamut again, you fear you might succumb.
Indeed. Ask the Dragon Slayer, and he will tell thee the power we of the First Breed wield. Were I to lose myself to the Icon's influence, all would pay the price. but it is of little matter, for even if had I the strength to resist, I yet lack the strength to break my shackles. This prison shall be my tomb.
On the matter of Bahamut's influence, at least, I believe we can be of some assistance. If you're afraid of being enthralled, don't be. We have a cure. And while we've never tried it on one such as you, its basic principles are universal.
Oh yeah, we probably should have told Justinian that. Speakest thou in earnest? You know, I wonder if maybe that's why Urianger speaks the way he does. He was taught English by dragons.
Bound to the past. That you committed a terrible sin, I do not dispute. But if you feel remorse, you may yet make amends. We offer you that chance. Take it, or you will forever remain a prisoner, not of these cruel shackles, but of your own guilt.
The chance to make amends, to lay Bahamut's memory to rest. When our own star faced annihilation, Hydaelyn granted a sanctuary, and now your foes would bring about her destruction. This I cannot allow. For the debt that I owe to Hydaelyn and to all who have suffered for my sins, I shall fight with you, child of man. Excited cat! If she's our level 90 summon, that'd be so cool. Justinian's like, smiles behind hand. It seems she still has some pride after all. Let's see if she's as good as her word. I confess, my heart was in my throat when Justinian thought to berate her, but it appears to have had the effect desired. Won't make up what she suffered at the hands of men, but if there's a chance we can free her, truly free her, we owe it to her to try. While Porxies have been shown to be effective in curing the tempered, Tiamat must be considered a special case. She is far, far larger and immeasurably more powerful than any subject treated thus far. Were we to remove her restraints only to find that the process had failed, we'd be hard-pressed to contain her. Then, before going ahead, we should learn as much as we can about the exact nature of her condition. Do you suppose we can find that information here? Yes, we can. We can indeed. The Alligans kept detailed records on all their notable captives, and I know exactly where to look. 'Cause you're a nerd. We shall leave that to you then. In the meantime, the rest of us can turn our thoughts to the removal of those shackles. So Justinian had. I know Alphino and Maeve here well enough, but not you. Are you certain you're ready to see this through? Rest assured, Sir Justinian, that I'm both ready and willing to give my all for the sake of the star, though that is not my only reason for wanting to set Tiamat free. While I do not claim to know of all her sorrows, I too once found myself in a prison of despair, and I well understand how hard it can be to dare to dream of escape. Took the encouragement of braver souls than I am to make me take the first step towards a brighter future, and now I would help Tiamat do the same. Gather you are not as long as you look. Mayhap when our work here is done, we could trade tales over a pot of Tataru's famous tea? And be indebted to her for the leaves and hot water? I think not. I see. Returning swiftly to the task at hand, then. I believe the nodes governing Tiamat's restraint are located in the sector known as the flagship. Ah yes, we're familiar with it. The etherochemical research facility in particular. That place of nightmares. You may wish to take this. A spirit vessel containing a small amount of my blood. Stimian's like, eh? Which you just happen to be carrying around with you. I suppose that would seem rather odd. To explain, Rambros, Urianger and I are researching the use of spirit vessels and the transference not only of memories, but the traits of certain bloodlines. and so I keep one at the ready should an opportunity to test our theories arise. As for its use to you, you may recall that during our previous visit, the nodes here granted access to restricted functions, having identified me as being of the royal blood. And armed with the spirit vessel, I posit they will do the same for you, even in the absence of, well, the rest of me. Seemed worth a try at least. Agreed, we will take good care of it. To the flagship, then. So remain here and attend to necessary preparations. In the event that the spirit vessel fails to work as expected, you know where to find me. Good luck. Where am I going? Here. Up here. Can you... Ah, like... I can't land on her, but you can be really annoying and fly all around her. Come around here, what happens if I can't dismount? I guess because it's not a place you can climb to, so you probably can't like stand on there. No, that makes no sense, never mind. Meantime, I'll just sit here and think about how bloody annoying navigating as a Slyles. I love it as like a zone. I really love the design of it, but boy howdy is navigating it ever a massive pain. Would rather leave these elegant contraptions to you and Alphino. Let us split up and search the flagship for the node that controls Tiamat's restraints. But should you find a likely candidate, do not be tempted to make any adjustments. It would not do to accidentally release some manner of experimental monstrosity, nor less Tiamat herself in the current state. Our objective at this stage is simply to identify the relevant node or nodes. Once we've learned what we can, we should reconvene and compare notes prior to proceeding. Alphino, you big nerd. That's what I have to say. Alphino is a nerd. Malodorous nerd. That's a great. Friction between metallic components detected. Temperature increasing to critical levels. Please replace damaged parts or retreat to a safe distance. Data link with Delta Quadrant broken. Possible calls, intruder interference. Advised deployment of automated combat units. Proceed? I think the fuck not. Cameras. Oh, bloop bloop. Scheduled dragon restraint maintenance due in minus 2020 years. Failure to verify system integrity may result in unscheduled specimen release. Think I know where we are, lads. Hi. Haha, I can run straight through you. One of them spent to swarm the mechanical Valken to plague me. Must have angered him. Afraid Estinian and I have little to show for our efforts. Did you find anything? Chirping node which spontaneously warned me about neglecting the dragon restraints. Spontaneously, you say? Well, that does sound promising. Almost suspiciously so, in fact. But then again, you were in possession of a spirit vessel. I dare say it is indeed the node of which Graha spoke. And it was chirping, you say? Very well, let us take a closer look. forgot the Easter event starts soon, doesn't it? That's apropos of nothing. I just remembered. I finished my Easter eggy, so. Do you wish to operate the dragon restraint mechanisms? You do not have requisite access privileges. Operation of dragon restraint mechanisms may only be undertaken by the chief technologist and members of the royal family. Or those with the vessel for royal blood, perhaps. One never knows when a small portion of royal elegant blood might come in handy, which is why Graha keeps his vessel about his person. New user detected. Commencing biometric authentication. Authentication complete. User identified as member of the royal family. Please state your name. Fuck if I'm giving either of them the credit. Welcome, Maeve Conley. You may operate the dragon restraint mechanisms when ready. Unable to disengage restraints of the Sysman Tiamat. A system update is required. Wonderful. System update. Would you suppose it's asking of us? Looks at camera like I'm in the office. I could hazard a guess. That's more than I can say. Confounded bloody thing. User agitation detected. Initiating guidance program. In order to operate the restraint mechanism, I require access to the central control system. However, I am unable to establish a link to said system due to the obsolescence of my own software. This issue can be resolved by applying a system update using the corresponding terminal located within the flagship. So can this thing release the restraints or not? Can, but only once it's received the requisite system update, as far as I can tell. Until which time it'll float their spewing nonsense. User dissatisfaction required. Detected. Initiating application protocols. I am here to help. Rest assured I will be on hand to guide you through every step of the system update process. Gratifying. But I would dare say we will fare better with guidance than without it. Me too, Estinian. They're like, ah, bitch. Feel that one in me bones. Poised to lend a hand, figuratively speaking. Guiding you to the terminal. This way, please. Linked the vial of blood in FC chat, and Oster goes, Ostercat might have tasted it, just to make sure it's still good, you know? Which, God, mood. Moods to be. Terminal appears to be similar to the one we encountered when we first set foot here. Let us hope it will be equally helpful. Access granted to user Maeve Connolly and their adolescent companion. Maeve Connolly's other companion is deemed a potential risk to safe operation and has been denied access privileges until further notice. F. Don't look at me. C. According to the terminal, Central Control System is presently employing software version 56.135. Who's updating this? Dare I ask which version you are employing? Why, software version 42.002, of course. Warning, errors detected in data management system. Estimated time required for update, 5 years, 1 day. This is rather longer than we were hoping. Aren't there any other options? For instance, using this terminal to operate Tiamat's restraints instead. The proposed method is indeed an option. Please be warned, however, that the procedure may have changed as a result of system update, and my instructions may no longer be accurate. Well, can't imagine it will change that much. As long as you pay due attention to any discrepancies, I dare say we'll be able to muddle our way through. Don't bother trying to explain, just tell us if we've made any progress. Would say so, yes. It does, however, require that I remain here to operate the terminal. I shall inform you via link pearl once I'm ready to release the shackles. Might be best if you left the spirit vessel with me. I may yet have use for it. Rest assured, I'll be certain to return it to Grahatia once this is over. Hiccups. Just a little more work, and Tiamat will be free. Before we go any further, there is something I would know. When Tiamat and her kin fought against the Allagan Empire, both sides were but dancing to the tune of the Ascians. And it was the same in Ishgard, where they stoked the fires of conflict between man and dragon from the shadows. All the Ascians touch turns to ash, and thus have you made it your mission to fight them. But there have been times when you try to reach out to them instead, to find common ground. Have there? So I must ask, what do you intend to do with Fandaniel? Will you try and reach out to him too? Enemy or no, I want to understand him. Did he not tell you he was beyond reason? If he wishes to die, I dare say we oblige him. But perhaps that's the difference between you and me. You see the good in people, even if it be the faintest glimmer. I only hope you do not come to rue your benevolence. Looks at camera. You think us unwise for viewing the world thus? Far from it. That has ever been your way, as I learned when we journeyed together with Iceheart. Yet the fact remains that there are some who view compassion as a weakness to be exploited, and there may come a time when you extend the hand of friendship only to wish you had dealt the killing blow. So, save your mercy for those who deserve it. Well, we should be getting back to our task. If Alphino has things in hand here, I suggest we rejoin the others. I can't, like, on the one hand, obvious red herring is obvious, but on the other hand, like, investment loss, damage to facilities, and incineration of sand. That's worrisome. The problem is they say things like this, and you're just like, well, that could either be a story hint or a red herring, or quite possibly both, and we just don't know. So in the meantime, time to suffer. I keep getting the fear that my lip piercing is gonna undo itself. I'm getting nervous about it. So several times over I'm just like, twisty twist. Please stay together, meow. This Fandaniel truly is without reason or creed. He is no better than a rabid dog. Treat him with him if you must, but be ready to do what is necessary. So the spirit vessel proved useful after all? Excellent. Where the fuck's Alice gone? Like, there she is. Disappeared for a second. There we go. Estinian told me all is well, but nothing more. Honestly, it's like getting blood out of a stone with him. I take it from Alphino's absence that he's needed elsewhere. Well, that all sounds rather frustrating, but you got there in the end. While you were off taking notes, Graha and I were learning as much as we could about Tiamat's condition. Our readings confirm that her ethereal balance leads strongly towards Umbral, as was the case with the kobolds. Therefore, all other things being equal, the treatment should work. The difficulty lies in the sheer quantity of ether with which we must contend. Multiple applications of the treatment will inevitably be required if we are to reverse the effects of tempering completely. Meaning I'll need all the ether I can get, Thank you in advance. While this endeavour will ask much of us, we do have one reason to be optimistic. Namely that Tiamat shows no signs of fanatical devotion, suggesting a milder case of tempering than that suffered by the kobolds. We also don't know if she's been tempered at all. Part of me suspects not, given that she's aware of it, but then I suppose it could be, you know, when the restraints are taken off, then, like, the restraints are what's keeping her not tempered for whatever reason, or however it may be. Tiamat saw Bahamut as an equal rather than God. Might that have made a difference? Now that you mention it, it very well might. She would not have believed it necessary to defer to his will. Hell yeah! Fight this power, sister! But enough talk, it's time to put our theories to the proof. Tell Alphanu to disengage to the restraint's ethereal dampeners. I'm counting on you, Angelo. Such warmth. The frost that shroudeth my soul doth begin to thaw. But what are these? Visions of days long forgotten, of war with the men of Aleg. Wherefore do such baleful memories return to me now? Could it be that the process of restoring her soul to its pre-tempered state is awakening her ancient memories? Or might the opposite be true? If so, by helping her to recall the past, we may be able to speed her recovery. Maeve, she trusts you. Speak to her. Ask her to tell you of times past. Tell me of Bahamut and the Ascians. Bahamut, my beloved, would that the peace we found in Mericidia could have lasted for eternity. But alas, it was not to be. The Ascians saw to that. In all creation, I know of none more wicked. It was at their behest that the men of Aleg first came unto Mericidia, unto our home. The tale began when Bahamut and I left our father's side. We took wing in search of a place to make our eyrie. Off topic, but I really appreciate how throughout Shadowbringers they have been deliberately making references to previous events, almost in a way that, like, it makes it feel like events and things don't happen in isolation. Like the fact that we don't go, you know, we spend a lot of time, obviously, for obvious reasons, in Alamigo and visiting Hien, but the fact that, like, we're coming back to Azizla, the fact that, you know, we're still based back in Mordona, really, it makes it feel, like I said, yeah, like these events aren't happening in a vacuum, and that we are living in a world which changes over time, and where future events make reference to previous events, which I like. The tale began when Bahamut and I left our father's side. We took wing in search of a place to make our eyrie. Beyond the southern ocean, we discovered a lush and fertile land. It would come to be known as Mericidia by the children of men, though many years were to pass before they crossed the seas. Baby dragon! Upon our arrival, we were welcomed by the peaceful people of the forest, kin to the trees. Surrounded by nature's bounty, Bahamut and I had found a place to raise our young. Fascinating. This correlates with the writings of the Sharlayan scholar Rurusha. She posits that the man first settled on the southern continent toward the end of the Second Astral Era. Correctly, it would appear, if only she were with us to hear the tale from Tiamat herself. Graha, you fucking nerd. Again, Angelo. I say it's if Maeve isn't also a fucking nerd. Pardon me. When first the children of man arrived on our shores, no foot did they set in those places over which we held dominion, such was their fear of dragonkind, and as they kept their distance, so did we let them be. Yet as the days went by, ship after ship appeared on the horizon, bearing even more of their brethren, who divided the vast land amongst themselves. Is that a, oh. Sorry, Osnaby pinged me and I just saw the notification and I'm giggling. What I meant to say, I can't remember the name, but that's Bagamlan and their folks. That's what they are. I cannot for the life of me remember the name, but I have to Google this now. Bangar. There we go. Definitely feels like that looks like a Bangar. For a time they knew peace and prosperity, but then as the numbers grew, the smaller their share came to seem, and soon they began to covet the territory of their fellows. Ere long, man fought man, blood was answered with blood, and none could see an end to the strife, until one day they came to us. Recognizing our wisdom, they entreated us to intercede in their conflicts. Bahama agreed, and with him presiding over the affairs of men, the land knew peace once more. Alas, those golden days of harmony too were fated to end. For the men of Alec slew my beloved, and I, in my rage and sorrow, heeded the envenomed words of the Asians. The rest thou knowest only too well. But your tale doesn't have to end there. When you're free, we'll rid the world of the Asians together, and you and your beloved will have justice. Fine sentiments, but you're almost spent. I'll keep watch from above. If the treatment fails, run. Stinian springs off into the air. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I swear when this is over. Keep going, Alice. The magic is working. Imchy inch. Imchy much. I would like to speak to Braha if he has anything to say. Apparently not. The thing is, I really wish I could do that and right click and speak. Make life a lot easier. Well, I knew this wasn't going to be easy. No patient could have prepared me for treating that great worm. But we're close. I can feel it. And while I've only got a few more drops of ether left to give, with yours and Graha's, this will work. Then I believe I speak for both of us when I say that you may take as much as you require. Careful, I might hold you to that. Alright, here I go. So I thought I had my phone buzzing there. Oops. Keep watch from above, he says, standing on a hill. Very Sailor Moon. I miss Mana Shift. I mean, this is basically Mana Shift, which I miss so much.
This is it, Angelo.
Yes, I feel it. The icon's grip groweth weak.
Did it work?
We won't know for certain until the shackles are removed.
Alphino, get your shit together. Answer me this, children of man. Can my kindred be saved in like manner?
Many have been subjected to the Allegan's dark arts. their flesh irrevocably altered. For such tortured souls, I fear there can be no salvation.
My children. Should you hearken unto my call, we shall fly together once more. But should you not, I shall grant you peace. Better to die than live as a tool of evil. You too would wish this, I know, and I shall do as I must.
When that time comes, you won't be alone. We'll stand by you.
Thou hast my gratitude, little one.
Alphino's ready. It's time.
Textport Alphino.
Do it. And let's hope the treatment worked as it should.
Gosh, ow. Oof. I hadn't realised. Bahamut, my beloved, for vengeance and atonement, I rise.
By the gods!
So cool. I really hope she's our level 90 summon. It'd be so cool.
Urianger, your timing could not be better. Understood, we're on our way.
Should have put a
Bahamut,
breath in
he's
there.
been sighted over Pagalthan.
Understood. We're on our way. Not understood, we're on our way.
He flies for the largest Amalja settlement in the region, at the head of a vast host, including dragons.
Irony of me fighting Bahamut with Bahamut.
Did you hear all that, Alphino? You'd best rejoin your comrades. I'll make my own way.
You can make your own way.
Our enemy awaits. Shall we?
How does he do it? Like, I wish our dragoon jumps were that good. Sorry. Distracted as I always am. I'll be fine. Plenty of time to recover on the airship. Where have you gone, Graha? There you are. Well, I'm sure you're desperate to join Justinian and Tiamat in battle. 'Twould be wiser to gather the full strength of the Scions first. The foe we face demands no less. Call on the aid of your fellow Scions. always wondered how link pulse worked for catboys with their ears like that. I've already sent word to the others. We are to rendezvous in Ulda at the Hall of Flames. Let us collect Alphino and be on our way. Carry Alice on our shoulders. It's cool that it's like a complete change in the actual location depending on where you are in the story. I feel like there are other examples of that, and I cannot for the life of me remember them. There we go. First spate of abductions, and now an attack on the Amaltra homeland. What do the Telepharoi hope to achieve with all this? If you're worried about me, don't be. I got some rest during the flight, and now I feel ready for anything. As I'm sure you recalled, our Vold and Fordola were bound for Pagarthan. I pray they've not come to any harm. By happy coincidence, Kral and I were in the process of concluding our inquiries when news reached us of Lena Bahamut's return. There is much to discuss, but it will have to wait. Don't say that! Of the foe we face, we know but little. Though time be of the essence, we must not stint our preparations, lest our haste to fly to the victory of Amaltra cost us our best chance of victory. Now, I know some of you could do with the rest, but I'm sorry to say that Telepharoi have other plans. Pagarthan is already under siege. Sorry. Noise was me moving stuff. Happily, the Immortal Flames just arrived, just in time to join the defensive effort, with Marshal Tarapin at their head. Well now, given the failure of the peace negotiations, I was uncertain how the Sultanate would respond. It is good to hear that Ulda has not abandoned the Amaltra. Abandoned them? Did we not profess to be their friends? Your Grace. Marshal Tarapin has made provisions for such an exigency and was ready to depart at a moment's notice. All that was required was the agreement of the Syndicate, each of whom voted in favour of the intervention. Nor is Ulda alone in its resolve. The other alliance nations have likewise dispatched their troops to Pagarthan. Even with their combined strength, we shall be sorely tested, for we face not only the might of an Imperial Legion, but Luna Bahamut and his draconic horde besides. Tiamat's children. Fight as we may, victory is by no means assured, but not all of the omens are grim. Our forces show that despite their proximity to Luna Bahamut, none of the Amaltra show any signs of tempering. Maybe they were already tempered, Garuda, you know? Strange. What primal would turn down a chance to claim new thralls? Unless it is incapable of doing so. Primals are not wont to serve a master, Ascian or otherwise. It may well be that Luna Bahamut differs in some fundamental manner from those we have previously encountered. If that were true, anyone could fight him. And Maeve and the others like them shouldn't have to shoulder the burden alone. Be that as it may, Luna Bahamut remains an incalculably powerful foe, whom our soldiers will struggle to best through mere force of arms. With the aid of the Scions, however, I believe they will fare rather better, assuming, that is, you are ready to take the field. An airship awaits to bear you to the front. Pray, set forth as soon as you are able. Hell yeah, brother. I meanwhile shall continue to coordinate our forces. Till next we meet, may the 12 bless and keep you. I've forgotten how to speak English, maybe. Every day I must suffer in my inability to say words. Kind of her to speak with us personally. You may be certain she has no shortage of other responsibilities. Well, I for one am inclined to do as her Grace requests. Lest we forget, Arenvald and Fordola are in Pagarthan on reconnaissance. The sooner we save the day, the better their chances. Indeed. To the airship, then. Possibly isn't a cutscene, but God, I'm fucking overheating. I'm the warm boy. Let me up! Let me up! So does Lefroy have constructed buildings capable of tempering and primals which are not? What secrets are they hiding? Given what we know, some or perhaps even all of the Imperial soldiers may have been tempered. If we can subdue them, we should be able to do something about that, but they would still see us as enemies even then. That said, they wouldn't be deaf to reason, which is better than nothing. It is not impossible to Lefroy redirected some of the troops stationed at the tower to the front line. If so, this may all turn out to have been to Arenveld and Fordola's benefit. Do you think Assinia and Tuama have already reached Pagalthan? Ah, but I should know better than to speculate on the whereabouts of the Asher Degree. Forgive me. Fanboy Tia. Try as they might, I cannot fathom why the Telefroi would move to attack the Almantra. If Fandaniel's objective is death and destruction, any one of the city-states would surely have been a better target. No, perhaps they have some other agenda. One encompassing the recent abductions, perhaps. Although, if you think about it, like, attack the Almantra knowing that we are trying our hardest to make peace with the beast tribes, and knowing that at least Uldar, if not the other city-states, will send forces to try and help the Almantra. Great opportunity to take up a whole bunch of the enemy, especially if you've been kidnapped and presumably tempering or doing something other to the beast tribes. Lest thou wonder, I have attended to Thancred's ammunition and completed mine own preparations. I trust thou can say the same of thine. Well, all my gear's 100%, so what else can you do? I'm expecting you. Say the word and we should depart for Pagalthan at once. See if anybody is up for it. I'm also going to queue and see how long the queue takes. See whether acquiring bees is quicker than queuing solo as DPS. I could queue as healer, but if I'm quite honest, I don't want to. I like running stuff through as DPS the first time. And it's 490, so I could do it as healer, just 508, but still, not really. Just not feeling it, you know? Lobstree and Mab are in cutscenes. Fanny is just hanging around. It says 12 minutes and then pops after like a minute. I love this music already. Naked Catboy, Hrothgar. Ascian vermin, you shall torment my children no longer. See if I can remember how to DPS dungeons because recently I have only been DPSing raids, so I've forgotten how to do dungeon. But that's okay. Look at this fucker, he's not in the way of AoE zone. Love to be the one in your group of friends who hasn't done a lot of this stuff yet. It's only sarcastic. My mob now. Gosh, I love this music. Always makes me happy. Whenever my DPS is enough to yank aggro for whatever reason, it just makes me feel good about myself in a way that I cannot explain. Oh, hi kobolds. Oh. Bench Dragon, that's a name. Sure is a name. Looks around shiftily. Soundtrack is very much up my alley, which somebody else in party chat has just said. Oh, I also just noticed that our tank is called Puriota as opposed to Piota. Excellent, big fan. I don't want them. Take them back. Me. My mob now. Also me. No, I don't want it. Ow, ow. I'm sighing because I'm thinking about how after this stream I have a 30-page article to get through, which is interesting but is also tough. It's not just like, oh, I can just skate through this because it's like history stuff that I understand. It's like, no, this is theory, and being theory, you're going to suffer. Thank you, Overdweller. Let me show you the way. Fangs. Nice. Got a little buster. Yep. Big aliens. I did the wrong thing. Oh. Whatever I did, it was wrong. Okay, so be away from orbs. Oh, I see. go. Makes more sense. There's stacks there. I've decided what I'm going to do tomorrow, by the way. Going to have a afternoon stream. Going to do the Nier raid unlock today because we are planning to do the Nier raid for Pressa tomorrow. Then I am going to oops. Oh, that's so difficult. I'm going to do MSQ, then I'm going to do Neo Unlock, then I'm going to Press to Bed, then tomorrow we are going to do Tower with Paisa. I will stream the rest of Paisa time, we'll probably just be hanging out. And then I will do the some stuff look like.
What took you so long?
As usual, I'm going to breed on everything.
The Amalta are in trouble. Let's split up.
And your voice. Very well. I shall fly to their aid. Oh, I'm a big fan of this music. I know I keep saying it, but it's because I am. This music is very much the type that appeals to me. To maybe like take these mobs off of me, please. What she can have little and not aggro is a treat. Another cooldown now. Giggling at FC chat, finding us to be talking about crafting quest. So. Yes, I built you an entire city out of beds and lampposts. You think I'm the greatest? I know. Just give me the scripts. What are you saying? Oh, it's your friend of mine, Amaric. I hadn't noticed him before.
Oh no, you don't.
Nice. My poor child, I shall free thee from thy pain. This, isn't that, what's her name? Lakshmi Extreme? I shall free thee from thy pain. Free thee from thy suffering, or something along those lines. I'm not hanging about while I've just, pardon me, got Bahamut just like vibing over here. Yeah, like I think almost everything I have is going to be higher than 505, but let's see. Once the way is clear, strike at the enemy's heart. Oh, up here we go. I see. I don't know, if I get, especially aiming gear, that'll be better than what I have, but everything else is, paying attention. Kind of want to take a cannon straight to the face, you know? Oh, those sure are missiles. I'm scared, I'm just going to short cast. Tank seems to love getting hit by stacks. Our flames will clear the way. Prepare to strike again. Should have done that better. Oh well. Nice. You fight well. Our brethren will hear of your brave deeds. Did I hear my phone buzzing? I did. It was a message from Yumi about a doggy. Very important content. So I did not mean to buff there, but enjoy that buff. This really is reminding me of the equivalent to the Hero's Gauntlet, almost. In the sense of, like, being a sort of collection of everything. You know, the Hero's Gauntlet was all of our friends on the first, and now this is all of our friends on the source. I only saw Aimeric, but I'm sure the others exist as well. I have a better idea of, like, the lay of the land. I'll keep an eye out for them. I will call unto my children. The icon waiteth in the heavens. My children, bear thee to him. Hell yeah, brother. Oh, hell yeah. I'm in love with this. Nice. Whoops, I was not paying attention. I was looking at the dragons. As is so often in my case. Just thinking about dragons and not paying attention to where my feet were going. to move so that they're not, you know, angled at me. As the saying goes, more dots, more dots. Oh, it's a turtle boy. I love it when we try and get our dots everywhere and they just don't. So much fun. Really a big fan. Insert sarcasm here. I'll just sit here and enjoy this extremely cool music. Cutted scene time. There's no way we're actually going to fight Luna Bahamut, right? Like, we're not going to kill him. What is up, my good bitch? Hi again, Estinian. Don't fall off. I want Estinian's, like, control over the very gravity. Luna beam! No! Let's do this. Coalesces into Luna nails. Luna snails! Oh, it's very pretty. Oh, running and yelling! See it. Your friends of mine, Pac-Man. I'm going to. Why you know watching streams so I can respond to you this way rather than having to say words. Fast hit skills. Running and yelling. Oh, okay. Going to bring this here. Should I move out that? I sure should. There. I was out of that. I need to do this run this several times over. I've started not running expert roulette and dungeon roulettes just because they take longer and I get bored. I'd rather just like run Alliance Trial and Raid a few times over, you know. So I don't tend to learn the dungeons as well, unless we like get them on a roulette if I'm doing it with Visa. LB. Now's your time. Oh, I'm gonna stand back here now. Nice. Kill Bahamut with Bahamut. Scouting feats. I can't sit here though because I want to wait for the didn't get the orchestrion roll. F. Well, that was fun. 3 of them. Astonishing. DPS comms are like buses. Get none for months and then 3 of them come at once. Just, that cannot be it though. Children of man, the shade of my beloved is no more, and I shall be forever in your debt. By your deeds are we set free, and free shall we remain, as long as I draw breath. Never again shall the dragons of Mericidia hearken to the lies of Asians. This I vow.
Noble warriors, the dragons chose their friends well.
Yep.
Long have our peoples waged war, but no more. Your fallen lie beside our own. By our words and deeds shall we honor their sacrifice.
We would be proud to call you our allies.
The enemy of our enemy is our friend. And you have proven yourselves worthy of our trust. It is the Garleans who are deserving of our fury. I shall see that my brethren learn the truth of this day, and rally as many as possible to the cause, till we meet again.
Succeed.
And thus did we make allies of the Amalja.
It would certainly seem that way. The Sultana will be pleased. Let's go and give her the good news, shall we?
I always forget that Thancred's voice is so posh. Because it's never the voice that I would have given him. Spooky towers are still spooky. Sometime earlier, inside the Pagarthan Tower. Gross. What the fuck?
What in Ralga's name happened here?
Disgusting.
The gods only know. But you can bet these poor sods aren't here by choice.
I guess they're being used as, like, batteries?
Quickly! We've got to get them free!
Get back!
No! What have I done?
You fool!
It's too late for them! We're leaving, now!
Oh. What the shit?
No! No! Don't you dare! We came together and we're leaving together!
What the shit? Also, Ifrit? Oh my god, of course. Of course. Right? Like, they're using them for batteries, but they also are like defense because, sorry, they're also defense because when they, you know, they freak out and they summon their dude, as it were. To see the Amalja fighting alongside us brought to mind the Zune of the Crystarium. I pray that our peoples can forge bonds as strong as those of our counterparts in the First. From what I could tell, there didn't seem to be many Imperials in the vicinity of the tower. Hopefully, our involved would have used the opportunity to get in and out undetected. Don't forget about my one true love. Whatever. Though the day is won, thanks in no small part to thy valour, the Telepharoi are far from defeated. Yet be that as it may, it is only right that we rejoice in Luna Bahamut's banishment unto the ether. It will take more than a single victory to wash away all the bad blood between men and Amalja, but one has to start somewhere. My phone. Sorry. Tiamat did all she promised and more this day, but I doubt she will be satisfied. Nay, she will fight on in defence of her children, wherever they may be. What I could tell... okay, I've spoken to you already. While it be too much to hope that we have seen the last of Fandaniel, we have dealt a scheme's telling blow this day, and that alone is cause to celebrate. And celebrate I will, when we've received word of Arenvald's safe return. Always crit. Always crit. Yes, crit. Always crit. Now on to Pagarthan with trust. Standing around here worrying is not going to help matters. Come, we must discuss the day's events with Pippin and her grace. Brave science. Speak of the devil. Would that I could treat you to a hero's welcome, but I bear urgent news from the frontistery. Your Grace, whatever is the matter. As our troops withdrew from Pagalfand, they came upon the 2 scouts sent to the nearby tower. I have yet to hear a full account, but it seems that one of them, your friend, I believe, has been wounded and was being dragged away by the other. Oh no. I must go. Forgive me, Your Grace. Can you tell us aught of Aramold's condition, Your Grace? The wounded scout? Naught save that it is grave. The chirurgeons tend to him even as we speak. The infirmary must be inundated with the wounded. If all of us go, we'll only get underfoot. Maeve, Estinian, would you mind going after Alphino? He may need some support from someone other than me. Enforced, assigned to dad figure by Alisai. Very well. Thank you. The rest of us will see that the relevant people know what took place on Pagalfan. Come on then. Screaming cat emoji. It's kind of where I'm at the moment. Where are we going? Alchemist Guild. Fuck if I can remember. Okay. Right. See how things go. I'm chuntering to myself about time and other things. Alchemist Guild. Okay, good. The people who are online are people who have please tell me something. Anything. Another one come to see the lad in silver armor. Master Dammy Elliot is attending to him as we speak. If you be so kind as to wait. What did Master Dammy Elliot say? Tell me his exact words. Enough, Alphino. This isn't helping. You're right, forgive me. But when we set up wells to our world, I was afraid that something like this might happen. But now that it has, all we can do is wait. I'm putting my phone on Do Not Disturb. Because it keeps buzzing and annoying me.
Fordola, have you been waiting here all this time?
We have done what we can. The rest is up to him.
Posh voice, gee.
May we see him?
I do not think that wise. You must let him sleep.
Thank you for bringing him back. He owes you his life. I just wish I had been there. Perhaps, I don't know, perhaps I could have...
Could have what? Got tempered? Don't flatter yourself. You can't save everyone. No one can. Not even the warrior of bloody light.
Isn't that the truth?
People die all the time, for no good reason. And those who take up the sword die quicker than most. If you're going to shed a tear every time a soldier falls on the battlefield, you'd best stay away. It's no place for the weak of heart.
It may be that victory cannot be won without cost. But all life is precious, and I refuse to shrug at its loss.
All life is precious! You need to grow up, little man. Before your sparkling ideals get everyone killed.
Been there, done that.
You're right. He is idealistic. But the world has more than its fair share of realists, like you and me. It's people like him who dare to dream that things could be better and make it happen against all the odds. They are the ones whose names live on forever. The heroes.
The battlefield's littered with would-be heroes. At this rate, you'll lot will be next. And what'll become of your precious dreams then? They'll be gone. Like dust on the wind.
I know she's being mean, but, like, I feel it, you know?
Dreams worth fighting for don't die so easily.
Local woman undergoes trauma, reacts accordingly. Enjoying how they've rendered the palm shadow. I know. There's nothing more I can do here. Come, let us rejoin the others. Ahem. Her Grace invites a scion of the Seventh Dawn to join her in the fragrant chamber. Your comrades have already arrived. Will the three of you be joining them? We will. I guess Estinian's still, like, hiding in the corner somewhere. What are we nodding about?
Your Grace, pray forgive us our lateness.
Think not of that. I understand a close comrade of yours was wounded in the line of duty. Arenvold. It was at the Alliance's behest that he risked all, and we are grieved to hear of his condition. Rest assured, he will receive the finest care our chirurgeons can provide.
That's how you pronounce it, not chirurgeons, chirurgeons. Huh. The more you learn, huh?
Now, we would share with you the findings of the mission. Pippin, pray relate to our guests the details of Fordola's account.
It's genuinely so gross that they are both like batteries and defense system at the same time. Like, it makes sense, it's very efficient, but it's
First Bahamut,
disgusting as well.
now Ifrit, or Lunar Ifrit, as Fan Daniel would doubtless have it.
Oops.
'Tis now all but certain that the towers were conceived to facilitate the summoning of primals by those imprisoned within. Less certain is the means by which the Telophoroi constrain the wills of said entities to enact their designs in defiance of the pleas of their victims.
Mayhap they do not. If mere proximity to the towers is enough to make loyal servants of the Empire's mortal enemies, it stands to reason that the same is true for those held captive. They invoke their gods for the good of Garlemald, and in their disturbed state of mind, summon a primal whose form reflects their own alteration.
It's disturbingly efficient as a defense mechanism.
It all begins to make sense. Upon closer inspection, I realized that the towers bear a striking resemblance to a much larger structure which Urianger and I observed from afar during our visit to the Imperial capital. Assuming it too is capable of tempering those in its immediate vicinity, it would go some way to explain the swiftness
I feel like having
Telophoroi managed to rally so many Imperials to their cause.
An entire army created of brainwashed people is not great, though.
While the situation in Garlemald is indeed troubling,
Like, you can't effectively brainwash an army.
Concerns. Ifrit was not the only primal summoned. At approximately the same time, observers at several other towers bore witness to the emergence of further such entities. For a blessing, none appear to wield aught approaching the destructive power of Bahamut, and the Grand Companies are moving to deal with the threat even as we speak.
You need only tell me where they are, Your Grace.
Though we are aware that the task will not be easy, we would call upon the Scions only as a last resort. Pray, conserve your strength for now.
Okay.
After all, it was not so very long ago that you rid us of Bahamut. On which note, I am pleased to report that our talks with the Amalja have reached an agreeable conclusion. They have
That's something, I
pledged their full
suppose.
support to our cause. It is our hope that this historic agreement will encourage other tribes to join us at the negotiating table. And I know that I speak for all of the Allied leaders when I say that we will welcome them with open arms at such time as they do. Of course, this was only made possible by the feats of heroism performed at Paglfan. Moreover, we shall not allow the sacrifices of those fallen in battle to have been made in vain. As hope leads to victory, shall victory lead to a new dawn for Eorzea.
May these words ever be our guide, Your Grace.
Now, if you will forgive me, I must consult with the Syndicate on the matter of our new allies' integration. Till next we meet, my friends, I bid you safe travels and blessed respite.
That's how I feel. Like, the Estinian's always doing the lean emote, like, he's too cool to stand up properly, so he has to use the wall to support him. It's a mood. God, it's fucking boiling. Though we've won our first battle against the Telophoroi, and made significant discoveries to boot, the war has scarcely begun. We must steel ourselves with what lies ahead. Even without the threat of tempering to contend with, the Grand Companies have quite a task on their hands. Regardless of the Grace's protestations to the contrary, it may be best to dispatch a few of our own to assist in the endeavour. Remind me to mention it to Tatari, would you? With the secrets of the towers thus laid bare, our duty to prevent further abductions taketh on new import. Fail in this, and our enemy shall punish our negligence with a plague of primals. Alpha knows only too well the sacrifices that are unavoidable as part of conflict. But knowing something does not change how one feels about it. You yourself have shared adventures with Arenvald, have you not? Then I shall say no more. There is no reason to linger. I take my leave. Amidst this great push for peace with the Beast tribes, we would do well to remember that old prejudices yet remain. It is a delicate political dance, and I do not envy the Sultana her task, nor any alliance leader. Right then, unless anyone has any objections, I think it's about time we return to the Rising Stones. And that includes you, Alphino. Arenvold is in good hands here. Of course, he would doubtless mock me for pacing about the infirmary. Let us retire then, that we might regain our strength and readiness for the coming challenges. If all are in agreement then, I shall let Krile know to expect us. A hot bath and a hearty meal shouldn't be beyond arranging with the time available. Always my terror that when you link pearl someone, it will be good to be home. I have some thinking to do. Yes, I'll try asking him. And thank you. I shall look forward to it. Comrades eagerly await our return, and Krile in particular has a few matters she's keen to discuss, one of which concerns you, Estinian, and believe it or not, you will join us, won't you? Fine. Brittany, thought you said you were avoiding that Baldosian woman. If I refused, she would only pursue me. Let's get this over with, shall we? Okay, dokey. Feeling we are coming up soon to end of MSQ, and I am trying to decide what to do. I'm kind of tempted to do 2 short streams rather than 1 long stream.
Welcome back.
We'll see.
I expect you must all be exhausted. Ere you take your rest, however, I would beg a moment of your time. Thanks to Arenvold's selfless...
Whoops, I accidentally skipped the dialogue here by accident.
Until such questions are answered, we will struggle to devise an effective strategy for thwarting the Telophoroi's stated aim. Nothing less than the destruction of this star.
Hell yeah! Talking to Cheyenne.
So, given the gravity of the situation, I move that we petition the aid of Sharlayan.
Tis possible the ancient knowledge preserved within their archives may...
A whole bunch of people are like, hell yeah, brother.
Methods. But given Sharlayan's established policy of non-intervention, our former colleagues are not like to aid us in its discovery.
Oh, I well remember what they're like. The Forum's barefaced refusal to assist you in the days prior to the calamity must rank as Sharlayan's most shameful act since the Exodus. But were the final days to be reenacted, it would spell doom for us all. Surely even they cannot turn a blind eye to that.
Fingers crossed.
I trust we are all of the same mind on this matter. Urgent as it seemed, I took the liberty of petitioning the Alliance for leave to act as Eorzea's emissary, and have since received their blessing.
I presume your role as a student of Baldessian will carry some weight with the Forum?
One can but hope. If truth be told, our organization has been a shadow of its former self ever since the disappearance of the Isle of Val. But the name does still retain some degree of prestige. I only pray it will be enough. If there are no objections, I shall depart for Sharlayan at once. But before I do, I should also mention the other matter to which I would devote some time during my stay. After hearing what transpired in the first, I began to question the true nature of Hydaelyn's blessing. A topic I have discussed at some length with Y'shtola.
We were wondering, when was the last time Hydaelyn spoke to you directly?
Good fucking question. I really and genuinely can't remember.
Is the question truly so vexing? Perhaps you fear I will chastise you for giving the wrong answer. Or was it so long ago that you simply can't remember?
The latter for me.
History shows us that Hydaelyn is able to awaken the echo in her chosen, convey her will directly, and grant the blessing of light. To our knowledge, however, she has not sought to intervene in man's affairs for some considerable time.
Might not the explanation for that lie with her choice of champion? Mayhap
Not
she
me,
is content
surely.
to trust in his judgment.
Mayhap she is. But following my initial discussion with Kryl, I made inquiries of my own. And as far as I am able to tell, Hydaelyn has not made her will known to anyone.
During my time in the First, the Oracle of Light spoke to me through Reen. But that was not the will of Hydaelyn. It was Minfilia herself.
Indeed. And while she and Hydaelyn were inextricably linked,
Recovering Minfilia? Or going back to the First to talk to her?
A messenger, yes, but one who spoke with her own voice.
I wonder, could Hydaelyn's silence suggest the presence of some disruptive force, perhaps? Some obstacle to communication? While I share Urianger's high opinion of your conduct, I see no reason why she would deny you her guidance altogether.
This is going to cause problems when I play this on Ashard, given how I view the relationship.
The fact is, we simply don't know. But if the explanation is to be found anywhere, I can think of worse places to look than the archives of Sharlayan, and their research on the Ethereal Sea in particular. Resolved though I am to go, believe me when I say that I take no pleasure in the thought of leaving you a member short.
I want to go to Sharlayan.
Now of all times.
It's my headcanon for where Maeve is from originally.
Estinian, we stand on the eve of a struggle that will decide the fate of this star. One in which we Scions may play a telling part, yet we are but few in number. And so I must ask you again. Will you join us?
Peer pressure.
You see the world the way you want it to be. I see the world the way it is. You are idealistic to a fault. But I know you would never turn your back on those in need. Never close your eyes to their suffering. And somehow, your deeds
It's that magic of Hydaelyn.
to your words, giving the lie to my doubts in so doing. I have seen others draw strength from your belief. In Ishgard, in Alamigo, you inspired them to stand up and fight. To win, no less. And even when you lost those you held dear, carried their spirit with you, and made their memory your guiding light. The burden of so many hopes and dreams would be too heavy for most to bear. But you bear it willingly, as you have shown me. Some dreams are too important to let go.
Wink.
If you have need of my strength, it's yours. After all you've done, how could I refuse?
Our number of friends has increased again.
Thank you, Estinian. Whatever challenges await us, I shall not falter. You have my word.
Go on, Graha, give us the ear wiggles.
And now, I may bid you farewell. Safe in the knowledge that all is as it should be. In this little corner of the world, at least.
Thing is, with Kryl going, it's a good thing that Alice has joined the Bully Estinian Club, because now, she and Tataru can work together.
You will be sorely missed. Tread warily in Charlian, and do try not to let the Forum embroil you in their politics. A forlorn hope, I know, given the individuals involved.
I shall do my very best. Farewell.
I just really want to go to Charlian. Dramatic Moxie. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. This is what the Warrior of Light's glamour toilet looks like.
Well, does this one meet with your approval? Apparently not. Or could it be that you're still upset about the dragons?
You are unwise to remind me of so costly a failure.
How does his coat not fall off? Must be attached to his pauldrons.
It will not affect our plans, I trust.
Oh, hardly at all. Though, admittedly, the chances of us being able to procure any more Mericidian dragons are rather slimmer following Tiamat's reappearance. Oh, but the seeds have been sown, my lord. We have only to wait for them to quicken. Speaking of preparations, is it safe to assume that you will be ready to control you-know-what?
Don't do things like that.
The hour draws nigh. This nation, forged for Asian ends, will finally prove its worth.
A mighty empire, now no more than an instrument of this star's destruction. What a pleasure it will be to put it to use.
Xenos the tank.
Which brings me back to our earlier topic. My lord, while I appreciate that it is not an easy decision, it really is past time you chose your weapon.
I want to fight with Morningstar.
There is one that I have been meaning to test.
Well, well, not quite what I was expecting, though I will say, it does seem rather apt.
Cross that one off the 5.5 bingo list, right? For context, it is either confirmed or suspected that the new class for 6.0 involves a scythe, and somebody in a couple of like 5.5 bingo scorecards that I've seen, a couple of people have referenced like Xenos will show off or give hints towards the next class with a scythe. What a surprise. Also, the fact that all the other weapons are tank weapons makes me think scythe tank class, but we just got a new tank class, question mark. Amidst all the fighting, it's easy to forget what we've achieved, isn't it? I mean, we cured Tiamat. Tiamat, for heaven's sake. You will tell me if I become insufferably smug, won't you? Because the way things are going feels like a definite possibility. None can deny that Hydaelyn's blessing has been a great boon to our cause, but much remains unknown with regards to her true intentions. Given everything we've learned from our encounters with the Ascians, we must keep our minds open to any and all possibilities. Sudden appearance of the towers will likely not have escaped the Forum's notice. I would like to think they'd be receptive to Kral's request for cooperation investigating the matter, but unfortunately their reputation would suggest otherwise. It strikes me as odd that rather than marching on one of the city-states, the Telephorai have made so far only one sporadic attack. I doubt they'd go to the trouble of putting up all those towers if that was all they had in store for us. Though we know not the full extent of the Telephorai schemes, preventing further abductions must take precedence above all else, for therein lieth the key to depriving our enemy of its most potent weapon. If you need my lance, I'll be ready. If not, I'll be reserving my strength in preparation of the next battle. But since you're here, the Scions are in close contact with East Oldnar Trading Company of Kugane, yes? Was wondering if they could place an order for some sun-dried squid. Don't seem to be able to find any in these parts. Squid man. If I'm to pursue this course, I must be prepared for the hardships that lie ahead. Squid boy. Well, looks like I'm going to have a busy few moons. Not that they ever seem to be anything but. Thancred's got me dispatching troops to every corner of the realm, which is not to say I don't trust the Alliance, because I do. But when it comes to putting down primals, nobody does it better than us. Well, than you lot, more accurately. Won't catch me trading blows with the Primal in the near future. But for every fell fiend you vanquish, there's countless mules to arrange, baths to fill, sheets to wash, stores to replenish, and this goes on. Which is where I come in. And gladly, mind you. It's the least I can do to support the Scions who risk life in them, like poor Arenvald. I wish there was something we could do for him. But we'll just have to settle for saying the odd prayer and keeping a roof over our heads. Wouldn't do to have him come back to a complete shambles now, would it? But that's enough of my rambling. Off you go and get some rest. If there are any developments, I promise you'll be the first to know. Dun dun dun. But no items. Ha! Watch as I get incredibly distracted. Looking at she could search all. Words. Absolutely distracted by achievements. Promise I will stop being distracted soon? Question mark. Will I? Will I really? It'd be really nice if they let you filter by unclaimed rewards. Cool. Right. What am I doing? I am going to, let's see. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start by going off to Kalusia to unlock the Yorha raid. Let's hang on, when's Paisa tomorrow? What do I want to do? God, I don't know. Let's go unlock Yorha first. See, if I unlock Yorha, then I unlock Yorha, then I go work on Diamond Weapon, which apparently is quite short. Then seeing, depending on how much time I have at the end of that, God, I should have teleported to there and settled up anyway. Depending on how much time I have after I've done the end of the Whirling quest. There's only 2 of them, so I don't know how long it'll take. Then we'll see. Thing is, I don't want to stream too late because I do still have reading to do for tomorrow, and also I have early morning class, so I can't like delay my time too much, if that makes sense. But I also like maybe I should do like an afternoon stream tomorrow. See, when does my class end? Ends at 12:30. Maybe I could just do an early stream tomorrow. Yeah, you know what? I changed my mind. We're going to do that. I'm going to stream at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Start off by doing Diamond Weapon. Then I'll do Yorha. And then we'll keep going with Paisa, and then I will finish off all the Yorha quests. Oh, I don't know. Changed my mind. Doing unlocks, then we'll go do Diamond while we queue for the raid, and we'll see how long the raid takes. See if I can get it done in an hour and 45 minutes. Lally, I may have been too optimistic, huh, Maeve? The fact that the villagers are still nursing a grudge doesn't surprise me. Not that I haven't tried to make them think better of it. But why hasn't Anil come back and given them what for yet? I don't like her to fret over what people think. Then there's Connog. I was worried he'd go chasing after her again, which is why I'm even more worried that he's been shut up in the tunnels this whole time. Chief. We need to clear the rubble so we can start digging again, but the others won't stop bickering about whose job it is. Not even when I threaten to boot them clear into the sea. I'll be right there. 2 boots are better than 1, as they say. As much as they wouldn't be 4 are better than 2, and then I realised that 1 couldn't beat them with both feet at the same time. Looks like I have other business to take care of. Not that I was having much luck here. Can you check on Connog in my stead? With Anil gone and the villagers treating him like he's got the blight, he could do with a reminder that not everyone has abandoned him. And who's to say, maybe one of your tales of adventure will cheer him up. I've just got, that's the thing, though I've forgotten the name of everyone involved. I'm sure whatever you come up will be fine, probably. And let me know how he's doing, alright? Even if he doesn't want to talk to me, I want him to have the help he needs, is all. Okay, here's the plan. I'm going to unlock Yorha, queue for Yorha while I go unlock Diamond, and I'll try and get as much done between now and 11 o'clock my time, so the next like hour and 10 minutes. And whatever I don't get done, I will do tomorrow, depending on whether or not I get the tower done today. Either I will do an early stream where I work through all the other stuff, or I will do a later stream. We'll see. Oh yeah. Conrad is radiating an uncommon amount of heat. The many layers insulating his head probably aren't helping. Much like me then. Except I'm not insulated, I'm just the warm boy. What? That feeling like your head is full of fiery bees? That's a fever. Fine. Got to find Anog. Anog wouldn't want you running after her in this state. Anog, I'm... Argle, but let me be extremely clear here. Also gargle. Also, I am boiling. Absolutely fucking boiling. Ah, that must be where another quest ends. Wow. Been here in a while. Connor collapsed. I need to do something about that fever. I think some of my wife's supply of remedies survived. I'll go and see. You keep an eye on Connor. And back into the cave we go. Oh, no, don't have to. Nice. Wicked White, where did he go? I know he wanted to search for Anog, but how did he even make it out of here? Willpower and hubris? Damn it all. Let's go. Quickly. Willpower and hubris is my Friday name. Who's there? You. Worried meow? Should ask around, find out if anyone saw him go past. Not that I expect they'll be too inclined to help. Still, any lead is better than none. I'll speak with my miners, you talk to whoever else. I haven't seen Connor leaving the village. Why? Finally realised he's up to no good and left us, did he? But without him or Anog, who's going to be held responsible for what happened? The collaborator here for one. Listen, outsider, I'm sure you thought you were helping, but Now we're doomed. Team saying help. Now Connacht's missing too. Dropping dwarves like ale from a leaky cask. Well, I hope you find him. Matter of culpability is still unsettled, and I'll never get the villagers to agree on what if the most guilty looking party's up and vanished. Search for Connacht, you say? Can't be easy. Those twins really aren't the sort to stand still. Wish I could help, but I haven't seen anything out of the ordinary. Not more than usual at any rate. Certainly no fever-added dwarves. Well, that's what we in the biz call non-ideal. Hiccups. Pardon me. Lolly, I never thought I'd escape home. Who knew that questioning every miner and comrade could be so time-consuming? Hope you weren't waiting too long. Did you learn anything useful? Absolutely, fuck all. Wish I could say I was surprised. My lot also had some difficulty focusing on the immediate issue, but one of them did see Connacht. Sounds like he was wandering in the direction of the crater, again. We should search the area. What's that big wheel? Some kind of machine? An enemy stronghold. Let's leave it at that. Doesn't sound good. Though I'm still more concerned about where Connacht might have gone. Perhaps I should have mentioned where exactly I found him last time. You think he's inside? Probably not alone. Here we go again. You ready to face whatever's in there? Then let's get this over with. The longer we wait, the more I worry. If anything in there needs killing, I can handle it myself. Coming with you. I'll leave the dangerous bits to you, but I can't stand by and do nothing. Not anymore. I need to make sure he's safe. Please. Where are we going? All the way through PB. Coolio. It does, I have to say, look really pretty when you can like wander around it without the threat of getting just generally like destroyed. So I guess these are all solar panels? That's what they look like to me. Who knows though? At least it's not like you have to replay the entire PB and then at the end of it, that's where you get the entrance to the tower. I guess this is also the time to like investigate all those like try and find all the things that I couldn't get before I'm missing on this character, but another time. Surf through the floor, you know how it be. Hi TV's room. God, can you tell I'm playing too much Destiny? I just like automatically hit shift to sprint as if that was going to somehow help. and yelling and yelling and running. God, I wish sprint lasted longer. Ugh, every day I must suffer. Although, it's a while when only healers and casters could sprint in combat, I think, which is pretty nuts. Keep accidentally hitting F12 to take screenshots when I use the native screenshotter. Oh, too well. Small stubbies. They are small and also they are stubby. Knock knock. Sorry for lagging behind. I have to keep reminding myself not to get distracted. To tell the truth, I'm starting to understand the intrigue. You said that the place you found Tonic before is through here? Made me jump. F. Connog. Oh. Please no. Beings of this world, watch closely. Hell yeah, Anog. What? It's no time. Destroy the sphere, quickly. That's not terrifying at all. Bad content. This is bad. We have to get out. As the entire alien ship trembles around our head. Love the tower. I'm so excited to fall off repeatedly. Damn it, we're too late. What in the seven hells was that? I know you're confused, but there's no time. We must destroy that sphere. 2P's plans are already in motion, and this whole world will be consumed. We won't let that happen. We came to save this world, and now we have a debt to repay. You saved 9S after all. And there's still so much here we haven't seen. Right, 2B? Focus on the mission. Right. Leave it to us. I'll take everything we've got to stop them. I believe we can succeed, but we'll need your help. Be ready. It'd feel weirder if you weren't ordering me around. Duly noted. I'm sorry, Chief. Can you look after Connaught? You're sorry? Yes, of course. I'll carry him back and make sure he rests. You look after yourself now, and tell me what all of this is about later. We make for the tower. At least one of these, I'm pretty sure we've seen was... One of the twins was actually a robot. I thought we were going to get that choing thingy unlocked there. There we go. Tower at Paradigm's Breach now accessible. Right. Let us queue up for this, and we shall see how long it takes. The sooner we can destroy that sphere, the better. We need to end this. I wish we had time for a few quick scans at least. The answer is nigh instantly. So it may be that we are finishing this off tomorrow. We'll see. Although, if this last healer doesn't accept, I should be very annoyed. There we go. Right. Let's see how this goes. Also, fun fact, whenever I see the word paradigm, I always want to say paradigm. It's like an actual problem. My brain just goes, paradigm, obviously. That's the word. Kimchi dumpling and miso ramen. Ah. Don't worry about it. There's no actual meaning behind it. It's just what machines do. It's locked. You need to destroy the obstructing consciousnesses from within the network. Right, I'll hack the door, you infiltrate the network and take down any guards. We've also got cinnamon bread in another alliance. Appreciate the person who goes, clicky door, not a walkie one. To live is to know loneliness. To live is to know love. I'll live as many times as it takes. I'll die as many times as it takes. To know, to know, to know. Well, let's see how this goes. Raid Wyatt? Boy howdy, am I glad I'm not healing this. Yep. Oof. Massive energy readings. Don't take your eyes off it. That seems like a get out from the middle. Yep. those. Okay, so it's inside then outside. Artillery beta. Tank buster. Self-replication. There's another on the side. I guess that one's going to attack first and then that one second. So we want to be over here in the corner. Balls? Ball time, that's what he's doing. Aliens everywhere. Oh, and it's just some balls falling about. Ah, you know how it be. As far away as you can. Cast? Nope. I was going to shortcast. Oh, I see, but you can stand, you can position yourself against those things to not get shot off. I see, I see, I see. Time to shrink. One, two, three. Okay. Out. Also balls, and then okay, somehow I was not in there, but there we go. Time. I don't know why him doing a loop makes boxes appear, but there we go. One, two, just the two of them, okay. Join everyone else over here. Seem to know where they're going. And then here. Oh, no. Because of that. I am going to instantly die to the next ray wide. In the meantime, I'm going to work on rezzing some of the other. Did my res like not go off? Thanks for the heal. Piss tits. Well, This is where I die. It was nice knowing you guys. Our res mage is alive, so... And 2 res mages over in Alliance B. So I guess they all do... No, obviously they don't all do what he does, because he is doing... So I guess beta is like shit everywhere and alpha is AoE and also... those things. I'm just going to stand here where everyone else is. I don't even need to res. Nice. We'd love to see it. Okay. Should be here. Nice, there we go. We'd love to see it. Pair of obsolete androids. Goes right into my hair, but also same as the boots that I currently have. I'm gonna need on them though. Okay, well, that's right, I think. Yeah, because my healing is not yet 520. I forgot about the gear limit, whoops. To be honest, everything I have now is 520, so this looks bad. Hansel and Gretel, whoops. A defense program. Choose your target carefully. Not the one that's shielded, I guess. Right, obviously. Tank Buster, I'm guessing. Tandem Assault, that's bad. Okay. Oh, I see, I think. Yep. I'm going to suck up bits of put dots on just for annoying. Lance. It's this when it's at home. Here, I see. I see. Please don't make me suffer because I put dots on and didn't realise that it was a shield. Q. QB. No, other one. Right over here. I don't see, but okay. Oh, I just wanted to Bahamut. Good news though, we can't fall off. Knock that one out, are we? Come on, other summoner. You can do it. Raise me up. You got the mana for it. Come on, accept. Running and yelling. Oh god, what's happening? Oh, I lost my mouse. That's what's happening. I don't get... I keep losing my mouse like an idiot. Don't like all this seed reference. Making me uncomfortable. Okay, nice. Oops. Oh, it's another clicky one. Whoops. We're in. Let's go. Safe minus. Right. The speech really does sound like it should be words, you know? Here we go again. Back in 3, 2. Oh, 3 of them. remember when the trick used to be Titan Eggy, other one, Garrett Eggy for like a buff, and then you swap. But I see. This is the anti-caster. I get it. I had to type that, obviously. That section was castophobic, because it was. What do those little numbers by mean? Or letters, rather. Very confusing. Well, that's non-ideal. I'm gonna go where everyone else is. Aha! You'll never eliminate us. Spooky. Made a joke in party chat and somebody like, no jokes allowed. Raid wide, probably. Yep. Shockwave, that sounds non-ideal. Oh, well, I'm gonna bring it here because I figure where I should bring it, but I can't, like, see. Squares of where to go. Very confused by that. I think this is okay, baby jail. Oh, I see. You bring it onto the things to break them. I get it. And then move out of here and behind it. I was definitely behind that, but okay. Grumble grumble. You too. Oh Christ, what the fuck? Cannot emphasize enough, I have no idea where to go. I guess you find one girl and then circle around her, maybe? Question mark. Oh, I hate that! You have so little control over your nature. All you can do is watch as the world falls to ruin. We want to be the colour that it's currently giving off. Yep. Eradicate the logic virus, ending the machine's counter-offensive. Thinking about that face appearing on my screen. Into fan of it, to be quite honest. Look, I see. Oh shit, the bed. I don't know what that did, but someone came and stood in me, and I'll watch a guide for this afterwards. Actually, I never watched a guide for Bunker, I don't think. Well, if we're doing this tomorrow, I'll just get Osabi to tell me what to do, I guess. Oh, shit the bed. I'm a big fan of these meteors, I have to say. Pick up the Black Mage. In that case, I shall pick up the Machinist. Or not. And now is the time to test my plan of pick a girl and move around her. Oh, ha! You probably think you're clever. But we've had just about enough. really don't like that face flickering in front of us. So I want to hear... Oh, I like that. That half kit of healing. I was like, oh, I'm really hungry, but I can't tell why. And I forgot that I'd made dinner and then was like too full from my early lunch to eat it, and so haven't actually had dinner. No wonder I'm hungry. I'd say this journey around the tower is more meaningful now that I've actually played Mirror, I have to say. Enemy units. 9S, cover Anog. Hi! Oh, it's been a while. Haven't seen you in ages. Deploy armaments. Wink wink. No, I don't want to do Firebird. Sing with me. Lots of the Philosopher's ready, a joint offensive. Oh fuck, not these guys. Arse. It's an arse. Don't person like drop the laser on my head, that was so rude. Can't believe it. Like, why am I hungry? Because I'm fucking eating, that's why. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Once we are done with the tower, I'm going to end stream, and tomorrow evening at the normal time, as expected, we are going to do finish this quest off and also do wallet. That's the plan. Goes, what a nice enemy, asking us if we had fun. So considerate. And somebody else just goes, O-R-B, orb. What will it take for these things to die and stay dead? I hate it. I hate it so much. No, stop them. Time for an orb battle. Hate it. First of all. Okay. The false idol. Chat, I just go Midna? Because it really does make me think of Midna. Oh. Big orb? Need magic. It's me. Get out. On the lighter note, literally don't understand. Oh, fuck. There we go. FFXIV world. And then but we still have some time. Why not enjoy it? Multiple heat signatures come from around the target. Be ready. I keep accidentally missing dialogue. Going to fries right into this beam, no doubt. At least I didn't waste my lucid on resing and immediately dying. There's always that. Okay. Let the light in. Where? Oh. Two of them? Inflorescent. Raid wide? Yep. No. Right below us. Okay. Recreate structure. Mixed signals. Terrific. Oh, train time. Choo choo. We will sue danger the train to ensure you guessing that train is like a reference to something I don't know about. Listens to hymns, pray to God once, and has it stuck in her head forever. Neat. Don't like the phrase distortion, sounds bad. Black wavelengths pulse in front of you, causing massive damage if attacked by things of opposite colour. So I want to face. Okay. Now face my butt towards her. Front us, tits walls. See. Now we move out the way. I personally am a big fan of again what I just did, which is at some point hit my buff without noticing. Must have hit it before I went into a thread one. Oh, no, it's white. Whoops. Ah. I was out of that. Ah. Proud to be the receiver of the most reses this raid. Oops, okay, let's see this in here. It really is chief time. Please, can you be cancelled off me? DPS, yeah. Astonishing. Not one wipe. That was smooth as shit. Achievement unlocked God and the Machine. What aesthetics? Battle red pubs. Scanning the style. Tower at Paradigm's Breach complete. Nice. You know what this means? I can upgrade my gear. Wahoo! Stubby. I'm gonna need on these because you never know. I might change my hair later down the line. Saffron tank. I quite like that actually. I really like the hairpin, I just wish it didn't glitch into my hair. You know? Somebody dressed as 2B is there. Oh, that's annoying. Shall I get something? Yeah, I got an hair. Nice. And 2 comms as well. I can't let it keep opening. Back me up here, TB. What are you doing? I'll help you. From the other side. Take care of Connor. I knew it was Anok was the one that was a robot. Confused about why, but... Palm glitches into floor, it's fine. Oh no! I saw that pose. Oh. Alert. Unit 2B and 9S vital systems offline. Save data found in memory regions. Initiating playback. This is Yoha Unit 2B, recording. We discovered that our enemies, the white cloth androids, the tower, that colossal girl, came from that white orb. As did 9S and I. It's a gate between worlds, and its purpose is to destroy this one. As long as 9S and I are on this side, it can never be closed. We have to go. But we'll save the memories of our reunion, and of the time we spent in this world with you. Some things are just too precious to lose. So thank you. Playback ended. I'm still a bit of a confused cat, but... Okay, Okay, let's hand this quest in. Lally, that scared the shit out of me, ho. Town just up and disappeared. Sort of folded in on itself in the blink of an eye. Glad to see that you're safe, though. And on that bombshell, folks, I am going to end stream off here because it's almost exactly 11. I am going to say thank you very much for watching. It is very, very much appreciated, and I do hope that you enjoyed. I will be streaming Final Fantasy XIV tomorrow, starting at 8 o'clock Pacific. We are going to be finishing off the storyline of the Yoha quests, and then going to do Whirl and seeing if there's anything else to unlock that we can do. Then on Thursday it'll be Higurashi When They Cry, Tsukiyo Toshi, which is a retelling of a couple of the earlier, one of the question, one of the answer arcs, focusing more specifically on Stoka, so it's exciting. Saturday is our last playthrough of Heaven Will Be Mine, where we are going to be playing as Saturn and trying to get the like hidden ending, as it were, and seeing how things go like that, and also seeing some of the dialogue when you betray your factions, because I've not done that in any of them. So be doing that. Sunday will be Destiny 2, where we will once again be trying our hardest to catch up on challenges. The last week of challenges is released today, so we'll be working through those, trying to get as many as possible as per usual. And then next Tuesday will be more Final Fantasy XIV. We'll be doing raids, we'll be doing roulettes, we'll be doing all sorts of shenaniganry. I will finally maybe get started on Palace of the Dead runs or Delabra Magina runs to try and finish the new Path of Resistance off before the next Exposure update. So let's see how that goes. Anyway, take care, have a wonderful evening, do look after yourselves and be excellent to each other. Thank you very much for coming along, and I shall see you guys tomorrow.